about drama. Oh.
Such an idiot. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing?
Oh man, who's in here?
We
I
got
see
Tommy.
Audra's in here. Oh no, he
What's
not
up?
gonna do that voodoo shit, is he? I am, Tommy. I'm gonna do the voodoo, and I'm gonna make your junk shrivel up to a cocktail weenie.
Oh, you're talking about the little man-made or mermaid, or what do you call him?
It's
What's
a merman.
A merman.
Merman. Yeah, he's a voodoo merman.
Thanks for being here, man. Let's see. Oh wait, I need to grab my phone because I need to wrench people that don't have wrenches.
Oh, Chew, what's up with you? How do you do? Scooby Doo Doo Doo.
Have you seen his channel?
I have not had the opportunity to see his channel.
Oh, check it out.
Being I'm here, let me see if I could. Oh, you made me a mod too. I could do stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, go to channel. Channel. That's all I see. True. I don't see. All I see is subscribe. There's no videos. True.
Okay.
Wrong. True.
Yeah.
True. You need to do a video. True. Something.
Okay, I was thinking somebody else. Yeah, that's right. But
I know who you're talking about. Shady Gravy. What's up, homie?
Let me make something fishy.
Hey, Vanowski, I apologize. My live stream the other day, I saw you. Somebody said hello to you. I didn't see you comment, but I saw where somebody said hello to you, and I did not acknowledge you. So, have a belated acknowledgement, man. I just didn't see a comment. Yeah.
Yeah. Wrench me, bro. Yeah, you got a wrench.
Who gets a wrench?
No, something fishy didn't have a wrench. Now they do.
You get a wrench.
Vanowski doesn't have a wrench. What's up?
And you get a wrench. And you get a wrench. Everybody gets a wrench.
The reason for the wrenches, again, this is from an interview you had with Father Fish.
What's up, Shady?
And it's really allows you to check out somebody that you don't recognize on here and you want to see their content. It's the easiest way. Once you have a wrench, it gives you that option to go directly to their channel.
Which world don't have a wrench? And you just don't be giving out wrenches, man. Y'all need to come. Hey, listen, all y'all need to come to all his things. So y'all should have had a wrench already if y'all was here at the other live streams. You don't got nobody to blame but yourself.
No, usually I'll forget. I get caught up and I don't. That's right now. I had to remember to turn on the YouTube side of it just to be able to see who doesn't have a wrench, and I can give them a wrench. Well, again, the explanation for the wrenches is that way you have access. If you see somebody in this chat that is either new to you or you haven't had an opportunity to check out their channel, this is the way that I can help to, I guess, support everybody, because it allows you to freely go and check out their content and sub without having to drop links or anything like that.
What's up, Shady? I appreciate that. So my view on that is this. I was around during the time of the great sub. That's where everybody just went to random live streams, and just by being there, everybody in the live stream sub to you and you sub to everybody there. And what I realized that happened was that you got a lot of dead subs when that happened. Not saying that this is going to happen, but more than that, I subbed to so many crappy channels.
Yeah.
So many crappy channels just because they was like, hey, this guy's a good channel, sub to him. And now I'm a little bit more picky.
Well, the thing is, most of these people, I interact with them on other chats and stuff like that. So I've gotten a lot more familiar with them. I don't, if it's really a brand new person and I haven't even seen them before, I'll wait till after the stream. I'll go check out their channel. And if I see they're hobby related, then next time they pop in, I will.
Even the hobby related, I don't sub just because they're hobby related. I'm being more picky. And that's I've done that for the last 2 years now, where I was a little bit more picky.
Fucker in the back screen, man! You didn't scare all the people.
I know, Andy. Look at it.
I wonder you don't have nice in there.
That's my screensaver right there. Where the hell? Why? Oh, there, right there, my
You need to
screensaver.
get your money back on that one.
I know. I know. It's my Halloween screensaver though.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, and the reason why is I used to get inundated with like mass notifications of channels that were like really bad, and some of the channels were new and you could tell that they were trying, and then other channels you could tell it was like, not even giving two ducks. So I was like, dang, I'm stuck with this guy because I keep forgetting to unsub him. I just ignored him. And now I got thousands and thousands of people that I'm sub to that don't even have channels no more.
Well, last night I guess I've kind of taught my algorithm to send me the smaller channels. Usually it's about less than 1,000 and they pop up on my radar. And I found a guy that's out of Alaska.
Alaska?
Out of Alaska.
Where you keep salmon?
Let me see. What's his name? God, let me see.
Grizzly Bear Aquatics.
No.
It should be. It should be.
Okay. Here it is. I think this is guy. Yeah, it's called Hobby Time.
Why does that sound familiar to me?
He's got kind of a bit of subscribers. It's not a very like super small channel. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. He's got 545.
I tell you what,
36 videos. He's been on since July 29, 22. So
I tell you, there's this two guys. They're military.
Oh yeah.
I like they are going to be big.
Yeah,
they are gonna be. What's their names? It's like Voodoo Ciclet Voodoo or Ciclet Psyche. Ciclet Psyche.
Ciclet Psyche.
They I really enjoy. But there's one that kind of dominates the videos. The other one is not as much.
Well, one of them is, I guess, doesn't have kids, and the other one does.
Yeah. So the young guy, that's the older guy.
Yeah, I think I don't know if that other guy is single.
I don't know, but they're gonna be big. Go check them out for real. Yeah. And now, if Mexicali goes, hey, you need to go check out and sub, I will. If Biz does, if my close knit friends do, I will sub to a channel without knowing them. But other than that, no. And it's not because I'm being elitist or I'm being snobby. It's just I just get cram packed with my queue on videos that one I don't have an interest in their particular brand of fish keeping. Like I cannot get into a beta only channel. I know some people can. I cannot. Or a guppy only channel or the little scrimps. But anything like cichlids, especially like the small to 8-inch cichlids, Jack Dempsey size, I really enjoy that. Monster fish I really like, but I feel like, okay, so remember when monster fish were the big rage? Everybody had to have monster fish, tank busters. I got a tank buster. But it was all the same fish. It was all Trimax. It was all Jaguars. It was, and I was like, I know there's a lot more. Yeah.
What are the shovel nose catfish?
Yeah, they were, and stingrays and arowanas and so you just saw a whole bunch of the same exact fish. And I just think there's the Central American cichlids. And like if I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If I lived in Mexico along the Rio Grande, if I lived in Texas along the Rio Grande, juice. I love Central American cichlids. They're my favorite. Angelfish, but that's for a whole different reason.
Let me ask you this, because I don't know if it's just me or it actually is a thing, but it seems to me in the short time that I've been consuming videos about fish, it seems they trend every year. It seems like there's a new trend.
I wouldn't say year. I say some of them go on about 2 years running. When I first got into YouTube, it was African cichlids. It was African. You had Inventory King. you had a bunch of other people that was doing strictly African. Fishy Biz started doing was doing African cichlids. You had a bunch of guys that were strictly African cichlids, and then it turned into um monster fish. Then it went the opposite direction into smaller betas, and betas got real big after a while. Then it was guppies, then shrimp. Now I think planet tanks is
Planet Nano.
The king of the hill. Aquascaping in general. I think those are the king of the hill right now as far as trending on what's it called. Story behind the design of the fish on your cover.
Your hat.
Okay, I'm glad you asked there, Fishy Mon. I'll talk about that all day, every day. So, it's also on my shirt here. Hey, listen, y'all need to go check out. Do you have a link for your web store at Cars Spot?
You know what? I haven't really followed.
I put up the link in my community page, and I'll get into the whole links in a minute. But to answer your question, that right? Can you
Can you
biggie size me?
All right, go on there.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one.
Hey, that's you. No, man. That's terrible. What's wrong with my face?
Let me see.
My face got all fuzzy.
Oh, wait. How do I make this? Okay, there. And
just click on mine only.
I know. I'm trying to do that. Hold on.
Well, that's good right there. Okay. All right. So
I'm still with you. What the fuck?
It's like a scary movie with someone watch out behind you.
Oh shit, my beard needs to be longer.
Okay, so this is the third generation of my logo. Okay. It's progressed as I went along, and this is pretty much going to be it because this is going to be the rest of my life. I have a 5-year-old daughter and she's autistic. Now, the puzzle piece is the universal sign for autism. At least it is in the United States. It's the sign for autism. And of course, I started out with angelfish and I love angelfish, but I put the autism puzzle because I used to have camo pattern, yellow camo pattern, blue camo pattern. And this kind of, goes along with that whole theme. But autism is a huge part of my life. And it being a huge part of my life, and YouTube being, it's only natural that my YouTube life kind of revolves around autism as well. It's my whole family. It's just we're autism family. So with it being such a big part of my life, I'm using the autism puzzle in the angelfish. Now, I don't want to get this confused, and I don't want to come off as being ingenuine. If you support my channel, I am not at the moment supporting any autism groups for two reasons. One is I don't have that type of revenue yet. And the second one is I haven't found a autism organization that we can fully stand behind, because it really is new to our family. And once we find that, then things might go different. But as of right now, I don't want you to think that if you donate to me or you buy my swag or anything like that, a portion goes to autism. Not yet. But I'm hoping that at the end, sometime soon, I'll be able to do that. It depends on how well my channel does, and I'm working towards getting my channel to do really, really well. It's everything is in the upswing. So, hopefully one day that will come true. So thank you for asking, by the way. That's another reason why it's there, because people will ask. That's another reason. I'll learn it.
Since we started down that route, let's get into it now. All right. So I know a little bit about you because we've had conversations in the past, but
I sent you pics, man.
Yeah, that's why I know a little bit about you.
I walked into that one. I wish I could take that one back. You ever said something, you'd be like, oh, I should have said that.
Yeah, I know a little bit about you. But I know there's a lot more to you. I know you've shared a couple of the stuff with us, but I wanted to have you come on because I want to dig in a little bit into your background, who you are, what you've done. I know you got other pastimes other than fish keeping. We all do. I know this is just one of them, and most of us will have 2 or 3 other stuff that we enjoy doing. So now that that's been said, I know you born in New York?
Yep. I'm a Puerto Rican, and I was born where every self-respecting Puerto Rican was born from, and that'd be New York. At one point, Puerto Ricans only came from Puerto Rico and New York. That's where they was born. They be like, "You Puerto Rican?" No, I'm Puerto Rican from New York. There's a difference. But yeah, I was born in Brooklyn,
So
in Brookdale Hospital.
Have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
Yeah, last time I was there is when I was 15 years old. I wish I could go as an adult and take my son, who's never been. He's 25. Take my daughters. Now that I have this job, though, I will have opportunity. Like I could take this job on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, there is trips to Puerto Rico in the future. Maybe income tax time come around. You know, depends on the whole house buying situation.
So since you've been to Puerto Rico, this got not really to do with the fact that you've been there, but is the hobby big in Puerto Rico?
You know, I wish I could tell you back when I was 15, the hobby wasn't big anywhere. I'm 48 years old. You know what I mean? The hobby really with the internet, it really blew up because people can branch out more and learn new stuff and see new things and go, oh, I want to do that with my aquarium. I don't want to do goldfish. They have other things. But hopefully there's this one channel. His name is D1 Fish Guy. And he's a brand new fish tuber, Puerto Rican from the Midwest somewhere. I don't know how he ended up there.
Oh, D1?
D1. Yes, D1. And he's a new channel. He's new to YouTube.
He's in Utah, of all places.
Yeah, I was like, how the heck did you get there? You want to hear something funny? There's a huge population of Puerto Ricans in Hawaii.
Okay.
Why the hell would you leave? Why would you leave one tropical island to go to another tropical? Oh, this is better. I like this. Look, it got trees, it got the frogs, and it got the ocean. Like that really baffles me. Why would you leave one island to another? So anyway,
they don't play baseball in Hawaii.
Yeah, they don't. They play what is the Hawaiian? Oh, it's surf and that rugby, ain't it?
I don't know how big rugby is, but I know surfing is like skateboarding in California. It's like a pass a right.
So anyway, back to D1. I'm really excited about D1 going because I remember at one point I tried to do a Puerto Rican biotope. So I did my research on native Puerto Rican fish. All I found was invasive species. Apparently, almost every body of freshwater, Oscars, Jack Dempsey's, firemouths, convicts, which I was like, I don't really feel like that's 100% true. I don't see how that's true. I wish I can go out there and see for myself. So hopefully D1 goes out there and he picks up where he left off here, but he does it in an English-speaking Puerto Rican native, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for, so that people can see my island, you know, and see my motherland.
Now,
that's what I'm hoping for.
So you've only been there. Do you still have family down there then?
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of family, a lot of which I don't remember. In fact, next time we do go to Puerto Rico, me and Maida already decided we ain't telling nobody, because all that's gonna happen is we're gonna go from house to house, eat and eat and eat the same foods, and this, oh, come, otra vez, come, and then you go to somebody's house and oh, come. It's like, yo, like, I'm trying to lose weight, so we're not telling nobody, because I'm not spending the whole time visiting people I ain't seen since I was 15.
No,
I want to go.
It's not psychocyclic whip. It's psyche cyclic.
Cyclic psyche or psyche sickness. It's a tongue twister, is what it is.
They came on the scene because I don't know if it was Cyclic Bros.
Cyclic Bros did a tour.
Did a little thing of them, or they went to Cyclic Bros and did a tour.
No, Cyclic Bro went to their first video. They thanked Cyclic Bros because Cyclic Bros came to them. Yeah. Yeah. You won't be disappointed. They're I like the dynamic between the two people. I wish I had somebody here to do that with.
The only thing that's interesting is because they've kind of done the channel together and they're sharing the channel. It's gonna happen down the road when they decide that I want to go in a different direction.
Well, then I would, if I was them, honestly, I'd keep the channel together, but still do separate channels. But I'm gonna be honest with you, if they can keep that relationship going, they're gonna be very big. Just like the Cyclic Bros, you know what I mean? They do one channel, brothers. But I know, but they're military brothers, so there's a good chance that this thing will last. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. It's really interesting, the dynamics, if you haven't seen them, because even though they share the same channel name, each one of them will do different stuff using the name, and it'll be they don't live they're not neighbors or anything like that, or they're not sharing the house. They each have their own homes. Yeah. And they'll present different stuff. They'll do a lot of obviously it's obvious they're going to do a lot of collaborations because they're both together, but even like that, each one of them has their own different personality, and they're themselves. They're not like if you see one guy, it's not like you're watching the other guy. They're totally different.
I'm gonna try and find it, but go ahead. Let's see if I can multitask. I doubt it. I suck.
I can do it over here on my phone. This is the only reason why I don't like psyche.
I think it's cyclic psyche. Cyclic psych. See, and listen, this is one reason why I don't like when people have crazy names or spelt different, because it makes it hard for people to find you. So if you're out there thinking about doing a channel, please make it easy for people to find you.
Yeah, I can't find them. I'm going to spend too much time and I'll get lost in trying to find them. But yeah, I and especially when you start putting in like hyperspace.
And if they spelt it silly or something like that, So it's my biggest.
Whip's trying to figure it out. Hey, Rafael. But I think it's easier if you just go to Cyclic Bros and look them up.
Yeah, you probably have to go to Cyclic Bros and see if they did a tour, which I'm sure they did. Anyway, yeah, dude, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all need to have names where I can find you.
No funny spelling.
No funny spelling. Just go ahead and Animal Instincts. What is up? So I am very pleased with myself, Mexicali.
All right.
And did you see my new video, my members only video? Not that video, not that one. I'm talking about the one that's scheduled to come out tomorrow.
Oh no, I haven't seen.
Yeah, showing all my tanks.
Yeah, the one I saw that already.
It came out today for members only.
Yeah. Oh, okay, but it goes out public tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, it goes public tomorrow. It's public for it's public.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. Was that it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, go check them out. They're gonna be big. I can tell you right now, they're gonna be big. And
well, yeah, because I think they've been just growing like wildfire. But it's an interesting. I'll tell you what it is too, though. they're getting a lot of support from us, the veterans too, because anytime veterans do
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
always
yeah.
showing up in full force for them.
Hey, support that guy. He was a shoe repairman in the army. but but
He's a soup stir.
so I got a video coming out tomorrow. And the video is 100% inspired by a live stream that whatevs. I asked everybody, what do you want to see? And while they was telling me, it was like, we want to see this, and we want to see this from our videos. We want to see this from our content creators. And I thought to myself, I don't do none of that. I don't do crap. I don't do none of that. My stuff is totally different. And the fact that my channel is growing and people enjoy my channel and they continue, because I got pretty good view duration, I was like, wow, what would happen if I kept the same energy but directed it into what people are wanting to see? So I did the video and I was like, it was easy as hell to edit though, because it was like all I did was show my stuff. And Fathom, it's very rare someone hits me up on text message and says, yo, I just watched that video, it's really, 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 really good. So I'm excited to see the comments and how that video does, because that means I really have to rethink how, not necessarily rethink who I am, but rethink how I present my stuff to you guys. So I'm excited about that. Really am. What did you think about it?
Oh, I liked it. I mean, but it was because you've shown me your aquariums. You should, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. You tell me, don't say nothing. That's all right. I won't say nothing. Right? It's not my place to say anything. But I've seen it. But I thought it was really cool because now people really get to see here. Okay,
I feel exposed
now that you've gone there, and this is something that I know you've kind of dealt with, and it's been a little bit of a frustration for you. And that is, for as long as I've known you, you have always tried to put out educational stuff.
Yes.
You're always about trying to educate the public.
Yeah.
But because of your personality and who you are, you sometimes feel like you're trapped into this little box. And you're always telling me, man, I can't do that because people want to see the energetic, this and this and this and that. Well, yes, I get that. I understand that. But that shouldn't mean that you can't do the type of videos you want to do, that you really want to do at heart, where it's trying to put out informational stuff. And I think you doubt the ability that you have not only to be entertaining but also be informative, and that's a really hard balance to strike. Not everybody achieves that. I've been trying to achieve that, and you have this ability to incorporate humor, which makes it light, but also at the same time, I walk away going, oh, okay, I learned something today. And and I know, especially when you do your live streams, because I don't know how many times we've talked and you said, oh, I want to do a live stream, but I want to talk about this topic. And I'm going to be honest, I am one of the worst instigators.
Yeah, you are. I tell everybody. I tell everybody, I was like, yo, I in fact, who was I telling today? I was telling somebody, I was like, Mexicali, he's the biggest instigator I ever met in my life. He's that dude that be like, yo, I ain't trying to start nothing, but he said your mama. Like, that's you. That's you.
So I know you'll tell me, hey, I want to talk about this. I go, yeah, it's a hell of a good subject. And then then you'll do the live and I'll say some smart ass shit and then derail the whole thing.
You and Jeff and Lumpy Dog and Fishy Biz, y'all suppose y'all frenemies is what y'all are. Frenemies.
No, but it's nice. This is something that I've always told you. And I know people say, I don't pay for the membership. That's fine. I get that. I understand that because there's a lot of people that I love to be members of. But at even at $1 a piece, there's hundreds.
You can't do everybody. You can't do everybody. You can't do it. So, that's the sad part. You can't do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one part of YouTube So I like that YouTube is trying. It's a double-edged sword, right? So YouTube is trying to be more inclusive to smaller channels because smaller channels are frustrated with not getting the ability to do things the bigger channels can do. But at the same time, you bombard all the viewers with all these. Look, I'm pretty hard on the Fish fam. I'd be the first one to say it. I am very hard on the Fish fam as far as I believe that they're way too damn nice to the point of where they're enablers, right? So
No, well, okay,
I know
yeah,
that's
I
just
get
me.
your
That's
point.
just me. That's just
Yeah,
me.
I can see your point, but I think
So
just
what
in
happened?
general, the community itself is just nice people. That's
They are
it.
nice people, but so nice to the point that they're enablers, in my opinion. So what happens is you have all these channels out there with the ability to have super chats and the ability to do memberships and the ability to do this and that and this and that and go live even, where it becomes where the field is so broad that people feel like they have to support everybody at all times. And the fact is that I've talked to people who don't have channels and as part of the Fish fam, and they'll tell you, yeah, I'll go on someone's live and then I'll walk off, or I'll go and watch somebody's video, leave a like, and then go to the next person, so it's actually bad for the individual YouTuber, because you have all these people that the Fish fam have to support that they cannot fully support anyone because they're halfway supporting everyone. So while I do feel like it's good to make goals for channels to try and hit, I feel like they should be spread apart a little bit more so that the fish tuber in question has to keep working to meet those goals instead of, I got me 1,000 subscribers, I get everything, I can chill. No, 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 no.
But okay, so here's the pushback on that.
Yeah.
There's a misconception that people think that once you get to 1,000, that everything changes.
It does not. It gets worse.
And that everything becomes easier. You start making money. There is no money. Look, I'm going to be totally honest. Unless you have over 50,000 subscribers, there really is no money in this. You're really doing this for the love of the sport, as they say.
Yeah.
And I've always been very upfront that I do this solely for the opportunity to interact with other like-minded people. That's it. I mean, I wish I could say that I'm going to be able to make money off of this, whatever, but that's not that. I'm a realist. I've seen the reality of this, and I've talked to other people. It doesn't really change until you get up to 50,000 subscribers. What are you laughing at?
Tommy.
Oh.
So, yeah, I and there are people that I truly believe that is the case. You're one of them.
God, but damn, my beard used to be a lot darker. I didn't realize how fucking white it got.
You're old as ass. You got an autographed Bible, bro. Like,
look at that. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Look how young and spry you used to be.
That was only a year ago.
It must have been some year. So Tommy says, whatever, Funk. I don't YouTube rules my decisions. That's bunk, dude. Tommy. But you can try and fight YouTube's rules all you want. I know I've tried to. I mean, I knew I'm gonna force my way in there, and it doesn't really work. And it's hard because you try. Like for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, and people can say I'm full of shit, I'm full of it, whatever, and that's okay. But I don't feel like the whole time I've been on YouTube I've shown any different. I really want to inspire, mold as many people as I can. Now, I could continue to do that by doing my haha funny thing and just stay at 5,000 subscribers forever. But if I want to reach more people, I have to kind of play the game so that I can grow the channel and reach new people. The fish fam or the fish nerds or the diehard fish people, they enjoy me at 5,000 doing fish nerdy stuff. But I want to reach more people. It's not that the my subscribers that I have now are not good enough. They are. They've helped me. They've gotten me to this point. But there are still people out there that need help.
Well,
that
they
need help.
As long as I've known you,
yeah.
Your goal has always trying to reach the younger
people
that are trying to get into the hobby, trying to get information out from. That's what I've always known about you. And I know everything you have done from the videos, the species profiles, it's always been geared to trying to educate whoever's watching. Whereas I'm not doing anything educational. I'm just sharing whatever projects I'm working on in the fish room, which is totally different. I've never made it a goal or an intent to try to make videos that are geared towards that. It's more of okay, I did this, I tried it out, this is how I did it, it worked or it didn't work, or whatever the case was. But it's more my philosophy on what I'm doing is a little bit different. Again, and I've always said this from the beginning, the idea of me even having a channel is I'm looking 10 years down the road. I'm not looking for what I'm trying to achieve right now. And what I'm getting at is I want to be able to breed shit like Ross does. Man, this guy's got that touch. He can breed anything in his aquariums, and whether it's egg scatters, whether it's live
which
bears.
I think is illegal, by the way, Ross. I don't know if that's legal, bro. You got to stop breeding with these fish. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what he's doing? Is he being freaky deaky?
He's giving his milk to
his milk. He's spreading his milk in the flow of the canister filter. So like I see Tommy's in there. He's busting a vein in his neck right now. And Tommy, it's just what's important to each individual, bro. I know like I know where you're coming from. I 100% know where you're coming from. But I can tell you that my channel has grown, and to be honest with you, and I keep saying this over and over again, listen, there's on vidIQ, there are free resources and there are cheap paid resources. What I learned from doing the vidIQ thing, I was trying to mold YouTube into what I thought. I was making videos trying to go against the grain because I felt if I just did this and I would change the nature of YouTube with no results. The vidIQ thing, they don't necessarily tell you, hey, you got to bow down to the rules of YouTube. But what it does do is it helps you understand the nature of the viewer, who is the most important part of this whole scenario. YouTube is a slave to the viewer. We are slaves to the viewer if we want our content to grow and to be seen. So it's not necessarily YouTube's rules. YouTube is designed to cater to the viewer. So YouTube is going to bow down to the viewer. So what the vidIQ thing does is it helps you think like a viewer. As a video content creator, or even somebody who spends a lot of time on live streams and stays in the little niche of the fish fam, sometimes you lose what is it? What am I looking for? You lose a little bit of perspective on what we're a very small minority in this whole thing. But the rest of the world who are curious about, like, oh, I got this Oscar, I don't know what to do with it. What that vidIQ thing does is it helps you think like that. Like, okay, you want to do a video on Oscars. Well, you need to figure out what it is that people are asking about Oscars so that you can help them properly. So I'm not saying be a slave to YouTube and its rules. If you have a channel and you're not demonetized and you're not taken down, you're following the rules. So you're automatically kind of like, follow. You're in the line. It's just the whole aspect of growing. You gotta put yourself in the mind of the viewer, and that's all that YouTube is really asking you to do more than anything else. Yeah, when it comes to strikes and community strikes and community guidelines, they're a little bit too liberal in my opinion. They're a lot too liberal in my opinion. But that's
I'm
what
on the opposite end of that.
that's what the viewers are wanting. So in all honesty, YouTube is a slave to the viewers as much as we're a slave to YouTube. So anyway, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Hey Missy, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where I think you have to have the foresight to understand what it is you're trying to accomplish. And one of the things that I've always known throughout life, this is just a life rule that I have, and that is you can't take shortcuts. Life does not permit you to take shortcuts. You might get ahead in
short run.
In the short run,
yeah,
but it's not sustainable. There's nothing like time and work and just doing what you need to do, the grind, as they would say, the grind, which some of the work that I've done, this is not grinding at all. I've done some really grinding work. When you got to dig ditches in the middle of the summer out here, that's grinding. This is just sitting down and recording stuff and editing. Nothing to grind about.
This is a dream.
Does it take some mental
toughness,
exhaustion and stuff like that? Yeah, because you got to come up with new takes or unique takes on subject matter. That's the other thing that people forget. We're such a niche group that you quickly run out of innovative, creative things to do. And a lot of it also is, yeah, I get that. You can give it your own perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, it's just
nothing's new.
Yeah, everything is kind of the same thing. Everything has already been. By this time, if you're coming into this, there isn't a video that hasn't been done yet.
And it's funny that you say that, because I think I might have been talking to you. In fact, I was talking to you. I don't like making videos that I've already made videos of. And this goes a lot to the YouTube, trying to play inside the rules of I don't like I've done a video on blue Acaras, blue Rams. Those are doing electric blue Jack Dempseys, Bishers, and chocolate cichlid and butterfly fish. Those are really, 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 really good videos for me. They continue to do well. Now, YouTube says, hey, double down, do another one. And I want to say, like, bro, like, I don't want to do another one. Like, why should I have to do another one? Well, the fact of the matter is that there's a lot of new people coming into YouTube every day, every year. And while they may not find that video that you did, if you did another video, different thumbnail, different title, but damn, it's saying all the same stuff basically, because their water parameters hasn't changed. Their tank mates haven't, like, nothing happened to change the whole aspect of how electric blue Jack Dempsey lives. But these new people coming in don't go down your catalog. I wonder if Aqua Funk did a video 2 years ago that I could benefit. No, they see what they see right then and there. So that's an aspect of YouTube I really hate. I can't stand it.
Here's my take on that aspect of videos, that because you got a way larger video catalog than I do, and you have species videos.
Yeah, which, and they do well.
because you are trying to inform people about species,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But
Yeah.
I guess a way to look at it or refresh a video like that is, okay, you've already done the species profile on it. Well,
Yeah.
another way to revisit that video is, how are you keeping it? What are
Yeah.
you doing in that aquarium setup? What not, it's the same fish and you've talked about the parameters and all this. Now you could do a video talking about, well, this is how I keep them. And it's funny because one of my most popular video on my channel, which makes no sense to me, is a video that I did about why I keep platies. And I know you chewed me up on that one because you said that should have been like 5 different videos.
No, it should have been 2 videos. It was one you was doing about plants, and then you just veered off and talked all about platies. And to be honest with you, I wasn't feeling the plant at the first half. I was like, then you started talking about the platies. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Hold up, wait, look at that fish. So yeah, I was like, bro, that was definitely 2 videos. You need to cut that in half. I remember that one.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you would think, oh, platies, but I understand it because that's kind of one of the first fish that got me in the hobby.
Yeah.
But I've never gone away from them because I enjoy them. Well, no, I'm not being 100% honest there.
You're a liar.
Here's what it is. I like them, but I've learned to really appreciate them over time. But the reason I had them because that's all I had access to.
Thank you,
coming into the hobby, that's what I had available to me. So I got them. But as time has gone by and I've gotten access to other fish, it would have been real easy for me to say, okay, I'm done with these guys. I've kept them, but they hang around because I really do appreciate the fish itself. And it's one of those things where, what am I missing? That's the problem.
First one, Tommy, thank you very much. 2 dudes, opposite opinions, no yelling. That's right. That's how friends do. That's how real people do. Secondly, Eduardo, kiss my culo, baby. Look at Eduardo. Jeez, there's always some Weisenheimer. There's always a Weisenheimer. But yeah, see, that video is doing well because that's the situation that a lot of people are in. As everybody in the chat right now, if we did a video saying talking about gonopodiums and anal fins and gill flukes and stuff like that, everybody, their little pickles would tickle just a little bit. But the fact is, the average person out there don't know what any of that stuff is, so it would not do well in a large aspect. And I know some people are like, who cares if it does well? It's a good video. It should be out there. We put a lot of time and effort into making videos, man. It is degrading. It's soul crushing when you got a video that you're like, yeah, it's a great topic, and then you put it out there and it's womp, womp, womp. But the platies and stuff like that, freaking, he accidentally did a great video on platies. You know what I mean?
That was not. It was one of those things where I needed to do some maintenance on that aquarium.
Yeah,
and
that's what it was. Maintenance on your planet tank. Yep.
Yeah, and it was. I've noticed that I hadn't really talked about the fish that I was keeping or the reason why I keep them, because we all keep fish for a certain reason, or why are you keeping them if it isn't for something that you. Oh, now it's playing my music playlist.
Daniel, that's what's up, Daniel. Hey, listen, I know that right now there are 24 people in the chat and there's 26 likes. That's awesome. But there's some people out there that haven't liked. Some people liked and left. So if you have a chance, please hit that like button. You don't know how much that does for a channel. That's
does it really though?
It does. The algorithm starts going, hold on, wait. This channel, this thing right here, it's getting people, they're perky. Commenting on a channel, like everybody here, the things just commenting, leaving likes or dislikes, either one, it makes the algorithm kind of be like, what's going on over here? because YouTube is all about keeping people engaged on the platform. And when they see this right here, what's going on, which is beautiful. Thank you, everybody. It's paying attention to Mexicali fish keeping and going, okay, we might want to go ahead and make sure this guy got some more airtime so that people stay on the channel, the platform longer.
Yeah, and I wish, unfortunately, I am probably the worst live
You
streamer
are.
when it comes to interacting with the comments.
Yeah.
And the reason is my attention span is very narrow.
Mhm.
And if I start paying attention to the chat, and you've seen me right now, just trying to do two things
Yeah.
at once, I need to be focused on what it is that I'm doing. So it's not that I'm ignoring that I want to ignore the chat, but I'm not trying to fall into the trap that you fall in where you can't stop acknowledging the chat and you don't get to where you're trying to go.
And this ain't my live stream, so I don't care. I go ahead. I'm looking. This ain't my live stream. I don't care.
Well, that's why we derail you every single time.
Every time
when you're trying to do something, because we know you cannot not acknowledge the chat. And
I
it's
can't
not
even. No, you're right. You're 100% right. I can't even have a guest and have a real conversation with someone. I got to pre-record that because of all y'all Weisenheimers.
Which reminds me, that's what I was trying to get at, and I never finished that thought.
Because you got a short attention span.
Yeah, and I get sidetracked very easily. But anyways, I know people. I understand the whole membership and all this shit, and I know you've gotten this not only from me, but from other people. That I understand that you want to do members only stuff.
Yeah, I do.
One of my favorite things is watching those interviews you do for the members because you don't have a live chat. You're no longer finding yourself having to engage with the chat. And you allow us to see what it is you really do know and your knowledge and you're sharing your experience. So we get to see another side of Aqua Funk, the side that you want really to be public and you want to be known for.
Yeah, but I can't.
But you just can't stay away from getting caught up.
So
and doing
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've let people talk me into. I let you talk me into making some of those things public, and I kind of regret it now. Maybe a year later I'll make them public, but I'm not gonna make them public until any time before then. I do. For those of you who's wondering what the heck we're talking about is, I do interviews with people, and it's more of a two guys or a guy and a girl just shooting the shit. And I enjoy them immensely. I can't do that live on my platform because, like he said, people like Eduardo and Tommy and Jeff and all these other cats in here will mess it up. Yeah, they'll mess it all up for me. So I do them privately, then I release them. Now, for my members only, I feel a certain type of way. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like I don't have a lot of money, bro. Cost of living's going up. So the fact that people give me money to become a member means a lot to me. Like, I know you're just saying that because you have to say that. No, I'm serious. Like it means a lot to me. I'm a bill at that point. I'm a bill. And I mean, I know you've looked at your bills and be like, what the heck am I getting? Hey, who the hell is watching this thing on
Who's still watching
Devo? Yeah, like nobody watches Devo. Why I'm paying for it? Like so I mean, we've all looked at our prescriptions, our subscriptions, and we're wondering like, why did we order that? And now I don't even know how to get out of this damn thing. It's still on there. Have y'all ever tried Planet Fitness? How to get out of a membership at Planet Fitness? It takes an act of Congress to get out of they don't. You can't even go to the bank and say, "Hey, can you just stop that?" They're like, "No, you can't do it. You got to get them to do it." And to them, they just got to go to corporate for them to stop your Planet Fitness. Anyway, so it means a lot to me. So I do things on my members only that I don't do live for like you said, I want people to get a part of me that they won't get for free. So
what's the regret that
I regret that I really like those things. I put them on the platform for public viewing, and nobody really watches them because of whatever reason. People want short quickies. You know, everybody wants a quickie. I know I do. Everybody wants a quickie. I'm telling you, you can look at the views on it, and you'll see where it doesn't do as much. So if it's not gonna do good view wise, I'd rather go to the people who enjoy it the most, the people who are paying for it.
Yeah, I guess because it is. I look at it differently because I treat this totally different than you.
Yeah, it's totally
yeah. So you know, whereas if I get 100 views on something, I'm super excited because it's 100 people that watched it.
Well, not only that, like I said, I want to have something that that my members is just theirs. I just did a video on my members only, and damn near everybody says, you need to make that public. No, I don't. I'm not going to make it public because it's just for my members. There's a part of me that only belongs to them, and I kind of regret making those. I mean, it's already there, but maybe I'll do it after it's been a year or so. But to be honest with you, I don't know. No.
Yeah, I think what it was I wanted people to see the conversations that you and I have had where you're talking about trying to make videos or live streams that are more content oriented or topic oriented and that we don't let you do. I wanted people to get a taste of what that really is like. And that's why I was trying to convince you to release.
I understand, but my channel's really not. The reality is my channel is not that go-to place for people to be like, oh, this Fish Geek stuff. They want to get entertained and get some knowledge slipped in on them. That's what my channel is. Actually, Craig says, I don't like excluding people. That's why I don't do members only. I get where you're coming from 100%. I really do. But I feel like I have a dual personality, and my other personality does not translate well into public viewing. That's why. But no, but Craig is an open book. You know, he run around naked, cleaning stuff.
Open all the way.
You know, yelling at the dog. I don't know what the hell he's saying because he's got a raspy voice and he speaks Australian on top of that. So sometimes he be going off and I'm like, yo, I'll get rid of the dog. It's a horse, first of all. Stop calling it a dog. You ain't fooling nobody, Craig. You ain't supposed to have you ain't supposed to have horses in a residential area. He calling it a Great Dane. It ain't great. Why that Great Dane ain't hay? Come on, man. It's got a saddle. So anyway,
it's a side hustle. He's got the little pony for the birthday parties.
I know. But anyway, that's why I feel real serious about my members only. It's an idea that baffles me that people will do, and it baffles me because it makes me feel it was like, really, you would actually pay extra to see a part of me. It means a lot to me. It really does.
All right, so getting back to the interview of Funk, I know that you've been involved with the hobby for a while, but when do fish tanks come into your life? Because I know you've kind of moved around a lot as a kid, but when is it that you finally start, go, all right, here's my very first aquarium?
Okay. So I've always been the pet keeper, taker care of the house. Well, growing up, I had a big family. Whenever there was a pet in the house, I always was in charge of it, just because whether it be the dog or a bird. Occasionally a fish tank would make it into the house and I would be amazed by it, but it wasn't never really a big thing. My thing was always Haitian reptiles. Since I was little, it was reptiles, mainly because I can't stand roaches. I can't stand flies. I can't stand vermin in any way, shape, or form. So when I found out monitors and snakes eat those things, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, kill them all. So I started, after I got out of the army, When I was younger, I had snakes and chameleons and iguanas and all kinds of stuff. But when I got out of the army, I picked up a job as the reptile manager at a pet land. It was a small little, I'm telling you, it was the size of a bookshelf of reptiles, and it had a large fish room. When you're working at a pet store, nobody cares if you're the reptile guy. They want their fish. And if you're the only employee there, guess what? You got to get them their fish. So I started learning about fish. We did saltwater. So I learned about fish, typical Puerto Rican loves reptile. Yeah, yeah. I used to, in fact, when I was little, I used to get the little nose. You catch them on the side of the house, with like a towel or something. I used to pop their jaws open. You go like this, and they open their jaws, and you put them on your earlobe, and you run around with them like earrings. They're stuck because they got a mouthful of earlobe, and they can't really take it off, and they just hang on your ear like this and pee off. I had them both ears running around like, hey! So, and you know what? Let me tell you a quick story that almost traumatized me against reptiles. I remember I was chasing reptiles. Now, a certain part of the day in the morning time, when it gets too hot in PR, the anoles, they're always on the side of the house, right? At a certain part of the day, it gets too hot, they start looking for shade. So I'm over here trying to find anoles, but it's getting really hot. So the anoles are going to hide. And there was one, and I was like, I'm gonna catch this one because there ain't no other one. And I chased it all around the house in bushes. Anyway, it went behind a bush. It must have ran past a bigger lizard. I don't know what it was. I don't know. All I know is I ran. The little anole went into the bushes. I ran behind the bushes. I did like this, and a big ass I don't know what type of lizard it was there, and in my head it was like the Incredible Hulk, and it was like, I'm done with this, and it just turned into this big lizard, and I remember running. So anyway, that's that happened. I learned freshwater and saltwater simultaneously at the same time, and I'm the type of person that if you tell me no, I'm like, yes. So at the pet store, everybody always acted like saltwater was the creme de la creme of fish keeping. So I was like, I'm going to do saltwater. So I started with fresh saltwater before I had my first freshwater tank. And it's kind of just been like that from there. Now, I did take a break for a couple of years when I became a Harley technician, because my hands were always grimy and greasy and all that. But when I moved to New Jersey, I got back into it with angels. They started breeding for me. I realized that I just had a knack for breeding angels and keeping angels. And I started my channel around the same time after that. More of a, hey, look what I'm doing. And this is where I'm at now. So from 2000 is when I started, with a break in between to now. So 24 years.
So how long did you actually breed angels for? Because I know you've been my resource when it comes to angels, and I've hit you up on information on that. But how long did you actually, was it from the beginning that you automatically figured it out, or was there a learning curve?
No, it was pretty much. So I believe that everybody has a routine on how they keep their tanks, and that routine will suit certain fish more than others, and my routine just happens to be like really, really good with angels, to the point where it was the first tank I got with angels back in New Jersey 6 years ago. Because I always wanted to keep angels, but I was always, back when I worked at the pet store, I wanted to keep angels, but there was so many other fish that were exciting to me, like clown knives and peacock bass and umbies and Africans and stuff like that I always was like, I'm definitely gonna do angels, but right now I'm gonna do this one because this one is the coolest and baddest. And so angels always got pushed back. But about 6 years ago, I started a tank with angels, and everything was pretty much instant. I went down a rabbit hole. I looked up stuff, but more than that, I paid attention to what my angels were doing, and it wasn't until recently, honestly. I don't have angels now, and that's just because for the last 5 years I've been heavy on angels, and I just feel like I there's nothing really for me to learn
Yeah.
because of my situation. Now, if I had a 300-gallon tank with a biotope of wild caught angels, that would be a whole different scenario. But I don't have that right now, so I'd rather not just keep angels for the sake of keeping angels.
Yeah.
These tanks right here, all these fish right here, I could be 100%, except for the blue acara that I have and the compressor set. I've never kept any of these fish. So right now I'm like giddy with like, oh, look what it's doing. You know, it's very interesting to me the things that they do and the way they do it.
Now I know you had a project that you were working on, where you were, and it's something that is very near and dear to you because of your upbringing. But the whole trying to do the tank giveaways, is that something you're still doing, or what happened to that project?
Okay, that project became very depressing. I want to do it so badly. It's still I think about it all the time, and I'm it's a source of anxiety for me because I didn't realize it'd be so difficult to get people to get free fish. Like it was a lot of like when it started getting to the point where I felt I was trying to convince people to get fish. I was like, what am I doing? Hold up, wait. If I have to convince them to get a fish, maybe they should not have a fish. Maybe they shouldn't have a tank. If I'm forcing it, I'm like pushing it. Oh, you got it, you got it. And I was like, hold up, wait, that I'm not doing anybody no favors. You know, I'm giving them a responsibility that they really wasn't in the mood for. But now don't get me wrong. If somebody today said, "Hey, you do aquariums? Look, I've always wanted to do them, but I don't know. I don't have the money for them." Hey, I'd be all over it like rice, like white on rice. You know what I mean? Like stink on snit. But I ran into the issue where people just it was such a strange idea to most people that they just wasn't receptive. So I kind of because I felt like I was having to convince them.
But here's the
And
thing, and I think you'll be able to relate to this.
mhm.
I think we look at it differently now because our circumstances are a lot different. But and I know that the demographic you're trying to reach is usually like
Mhm.
the single parent with the kid, and you
Yeah,
like to
I
do
do have
something
a
nice
thing.
for the kid.
I do have
But
I do have a thing for single mothers. Yes.
I can understand it from the parents' perspective. That's going to become another bill that they have to take care of.
Yeah, and that's what was happening, and I was like, why am I trying to force this on this poor woman? You know what I'm saying? If she made me feel like even a little bit like it's something that she wanted but couldn't afford, then I'd be all about it. But for the most part, they go straight to like, man, I ain't trying to do no extra stuff. Even though we both know one tank is not extra,
Yeah,
but
but at the end of the day, here's the reality of it.
mhm.
If the kid is too young,
Yeah,
eventually
it's the
that's going to
mother.
become another chore for the parent
Yeah, it's a
because the parent
chore.
is not going to want to see that fish suffer.
Yeah. Now, if by some stroke of luck or divine intervention, I find an autistic organization where they felt that was something that they wanted to add to their program, I would 100% volunteer. Just like what you got going on. If somebody reached out and said, "Hey, I really we want this, but we don't know how to do this. We don't know how to go," I'd be all over it. That's how come when I saw your thing, I was like, "This, God dang it, I want to
But,
do that."
but again,
That's what I said. I want to do that.
it was funny because it wasn't something that I was looking to do. What
Yeah,
is it? Serendipity that they call it. It's just
serendipity. Yeah.
serendipity, uh, because it just happened that I had most of the stuff here. It wasn't that I
Yeah.
got the stuff thinking this is what I want to do with it. It
Hmm.
was it was so interesting because even the stuff when the guy gave it to me, he goes, "I'm going to give it to you because I know you're going to do the right thing with it." Whether it was me setting it up here for my fish room or what just happened, but it wasn't. That was not even registered in my mind that I was going to set up an aquarium for anybody. Period.
Hmm.
What I've done in the past is that because I there's a couple of there's two pretty good size Facebook fish pages here in the community because we don't have a fish club, and I know in both of those we've tried starting up something, but nobody has the follow through with it, and I don't want to commit to it because I know what that is. And they all push me to do it because they think because I'm on YouTube, and it wouldn't be hard, but I don't want to get stuck with it. I don't have the time to dedicate to something like that. I just as it is, I just have time to do the little content that I do. Now, taking on something like that is really time consuming because there's a lot of work. Everybody thinks, oh, we'll just do a club and we'll meet. Yeah, there's more to it than just that. There's a lot more to it than just that. And then you get to a point where once you get it up and running, there's always those that are going to say, oh, I could do it better. But they never stepped up in the first place.
I love, you know what we should be doing? Oh, you know what we should be doing? Now it's we. Before I couldn't even find you to help me put up the chairs. Now we should be doing this. Yeah, I feel you. And you know, it's funny that you brought that up because you see this behind me? This is my job now. This is where I work. I didn't even change my pants this morning. I'm wearing the same stuff, the same pants I woke up with. And I went to work. It's awesome. So I had to remember to brush my teeth, man. I was sitting here in front of the computer. I was like, I got to brush my teeth. It was like 10 o'clock. So now, you know, this has opened up working for Consolidated. By the way,
I don't think you've announced that.
Huh? Oh yeah.
You haven't announced that.
Jay Watts, what do you want? I'm gonna send a message. I should. You know what? No, I'm gonna answer.
Answer. Put him on the live stream.
I am. Yo, Watts, what's up, man? Call is on hold. Nah. What's up, man?
What's going on?
What?
I hit the wrong button. I hit swap it first.
Oh, you got me on three-way?
Yeah.
Who you on three-way with?
I am sorry, Aqua Funk. I just want to let you know.
Hey, you know you on Mexicali's live stream right now, right?
What's up, Drew?
Who? Aqua Funk? Garcia?
Mexicali, man. I'm on Mexicali's live stream. I got you live on speaker.
Oh, well. It's kind of funky, Funk.
I had to do it. But look, hey, why don't y'all hop in the live stream, man?
Shit ignorant, man.
All right, man. Later, y'all.
Hey, we need to do another Dark Water episode, man.
Yeah, we do need to do Dark Waters. See, that's the Weisenheimers I deal with. That's the Weisenheimers I deal with. So anyway, that was good. So what was we talking about?
Let me see. What were we
Somebody in chat help us out. What was we talking about? It was good.
Oh no, your new job, and you haven't announced that you're no longer.
Yeah, air conditioning could kiss my naturally brown butt. I'm not doing that ever again. I am the senior sales consultant for Consolidated Fish Farm. So we're a wholesaler, and I sell fish to pet stores, and I do it from home. Excuse me. So that frees me up to do a whole lot of other things, stuff that I used to put on the back burner because I couldn't do it because I was working 12, 14 hours a day. Now I'm at home, so I have a lot more freedom, and I can adjust. If I really want to do something tomorrow, I'll just make more calls today. You feel me? Thank you, Audra. So the thought, I've always wanted to have a cichlid club. I've always wanted to have a pure cichlid club. When I say pure, I'm talking about no guppies, no shrimp, no plants. It's just raw, rugged grimy cichlid keepers. And
Licks.
what?
Eduardo wants to get freaky with you.
uh,
No, this is what he meant.
yeah, I know he's sicko. So no way, Funk. Send my licks. I don't even understand that. Like,
no, he wanted you to send him a link to
a link.
Yeah.
You wanna? Here you go. Here you go. There you go. It's all forward water. So there you go.
You're just as gross as Drew now.
Nah,
Licking his camera.
Yeah, he got a furry tongue.
How do you know?
Yeah, because I saw it. I put it on pulse. I rewinded it. I was like, ew, it's fuzzy. He needs to brush his tongue. So anyway, I really would like to do a cichlid club, but there's a lot of things I would love to do. So that honestly, like I'm still working on my website. I'm working on my channel. I'm working on trying to get a house. So if I found, and like you ran into, if I found at least 2 other people that were serious of going in equally and trying to do something, then I would. But I'm not going to take on that responsibility for myself. No.
And you know what? I've talked to enough people that are working on the boards of these fish clubs, and that's the biggest thing. They always tell me the same thing. It's different clubs. It's not the same clubs, but they tell me the thing is, yeah, no whiskey today. It's still too early. The sun's still out. And the biggest thing is you'll never satisfy your club members. They're always, no matter what you do, they're always going to bitch and complain that you should have done this, you should have done that.
Yeah.
They don't get involved. They want to do the armchair quarterback and and they'll be your worst critics, and yet they don't do anything to help direct it in the right direction. Real dorks.
You know what's funny? Everybody in the chat except for Fishy Biz is a moderator, so everybody can see that, even though it's hidden.
I don't have Drew as a moderator, huh? Let's see who
Don't
else
give
am I
him.
missing?
You got Drew and
Alishon.
Yeah. And then there's
and then Ritesh too.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all people that I know from the chats. They're all part of the community. Again,
it's something that I know is going to be a bear. And I would not do it unless I had 2 other people that were equally wanting to do it. And secondly, we would have to have a location, preferably somebody's house that we didn't have to pay for, because that's one of the big things about cichlid clubs is revenue.
You see, even down here, I've found that's not really an issue.
Oh, yeah?
Because we can use the local library, and until you start becoming over a certain number, then you don't have to pay for the room.
Mm-hmm.
So it would allow us to get started if we wanted to do the club. Again, the only reason why I hesitate is because I've asked people, okay, I'll take the lead on it, but who's going to help me? And I hear crickets.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it done, and everybody wants you to tell them when to show up, but nobody wants to help you put it together.
Now, see, my particular idea for a cichlid club is as follows. It's not going to be your sit down and listen cichlid. It's going to be super interactive. Barely anybody's going to sit down. I would love at every club meeting to have at least 10 10-gallon tanks with a sponge filter and water, a heater if necessary. It's Florida, so and people come in and bring their fish. You know what I mean? For that particular club meeting, and you can and we do judging on every fish. For instance, it's a cichlid club, right? Let's say you have a star sapphire, right? A blue star sapphire. Well, you think your Blue Star Sapphire is all that and a bag of chips. Well, I got me a zebra Cara. And I think my zebra car is better. Well, we can have a competition between the Blue Sapphire and the zebra car. And the competition will be like this. 50% of it will be fan, like, the people will vote on it, but the other half will be from experts, whoever the experts may be, and they judging the fish on its individual merit from 1 to 10. You see what I'm saying? So if my zebra Cara in the whole realm of zebra cars only register as a 7, and your Blue Sapphire registers as a 9, well, automatically yours is beating mine. And then you have the other 50%, which would be the people voting on, which is, so I would love to do that because, I mean, I just in my head I imagine a whole bunch of people like me who are naturally very competitive and like to talk smack. You know what I mean? So
I know that side of you because I remember you and 2 other friends took on a challenge to see who could breed better. And
Riley and Rob 93, who could breed better because that's a fish. None of it. Who's that guy? Looks like Randy Couture.
I don't know. You must watch some of the same channels I watch.
I don't know. It was on your thing. Let me see. Put away.
Maybe I saved it.
I don't know.
The guy that builds patio furniture out of 2x4.
Yeah, this is one of your people's, man. What do you got going on over here? Getting copyrighted.
It's not my fault.
Get out of here. I have to turn those off.
Yeah. Put your stuff on. There you go.
No, it's just my screensaver. So I would love to do that type of civic club where people, and everybody you get to bet. Betting is a plus. This is Florida. Anything goes. You get to bet. You win 50%. The club wins 50%. It's more for bragging rights than anything else. You can bring your cichlid fry in to be given away or sold or whatever. But that's what I want. I want music. I want people. I want music going on. BYOB. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be a fun time once a month where cichlid geeks could come in.
Yeah, I think that's the upside of starting something from zero, because there's no expectations.
Exactly.
There's no expectations. You're not coming into an established club where you're trying to change the culture. You're establishing the culture, and that could be fun. But again, it's not going to be fun if you're the only one holding the bag at the end of the day. What?
How do you say that name? Elise. You just made him a mod? You made them mod?
Oh,
Alishon. I heard that story, Alishon. That's so funny. So they had a best in show. You know how Placos kind of just sit there with their fins erect, and when they die, they kind of like sit there? Yeah, the dang on thing won. It was dead. And it won best in show. That's so funny. It's a true story. That's so funny. I wish I would have been there for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my ideal. But to be honest with you, that's way down there. I'd rather do my aquarium enablers more than a cichlid club. There's a lot of things. This has opened up a lot of new avenues for me. They're talking about taking me to shows, so paying for me to travel to hit up shows. But right now,
are you strictly going to be dealing with stores? Because I know Consolidated Fish Farm sells to the public.
Yes,
are you involved at all with that at all, or is that a whole different side of the business?
It's a different side of the business, but it being in Consolidated with where Dan, he has his hand in so many pots, and so many so many different areas when it comes to online sales. He does a bunch of things. He got 3 different things online, which online right now isn't doing too hot because there's too many other things taking up taking up the air in the room. Um, Opening up a retail store is something that wants to get done. I have retail business. It would only make sense for me to run the retail side of it. But if I'm doing good on the wholesale side of it, how does that work out?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they're wholesaler. That's really what
that's their bread and butter. So you can't abandon that or even do anything to jeopardize that. They have the online thing, which that's difficult to do when you're doing two different other things.
No,
I personally go ahead.
I was going to ask something. This is totally unrelated, probably, but I know a lot of us have fish rooms, and a lot of us do sell. I don't sell, but I mean, a lot of the people that have fish rooms, the reason they have the fish room is because they're trying to. Can they buy wholesale from you, or do they have to jump through all the loops and get the wholesaler's license to be able to buy wholesale from you guys?
The short answer is yes, but there's a whole lot of wiggle room in that. For instance, most people here have, I'm not saying there's people in this chat right now that have a tax ID number. That's all we require. That's all we require.
The reason I ask is because I know Bill is here. Bill's going to be one of my guests in upcoming episodes.
Bill
Nanos.
Okay.
Bill's Nanos. And he likes a lot of the smaller fish. He's been away from the hobby for a while. He just recently came back. Mm-hmm. He's setting up his fish room, but his whole idea is to be able to sell out of his fish room. Yeah. And I've seen him where he buys fish from other sources out there. Well, for somebody like him that's trying to establish a business, it'd be nice to be able to have a source where instead of having to go through a third party, you can go directly to wholesale. Yes. And I know like other people in here, like for example, Jeff is another one that does sells fish on the side. A lot of the stuff he's breeding, but Jeff even them, Jeff Kane. And then Ross is another guy that also, and I think Ross is really working to try to set up a retail store.
So I get where you're coming from, and I'm glad you did, because I actually was just about to mention this. So Dan and me are really good friends. And Dan he's very progressive when it comes to doing new things. He's picked up this fish farm from his father, who's been doing it 30 years. And normally the older fish farmers, they're set in their ways. Dan is our age. I think he's a little younger than me. So he's pretty progressive. If I could come up with something that works on paper, then slowly put it into action to where I can show that it is profitable. And Dan is a good person by heart. So it's not like it has to be a get rich quick scheme. It just has to be able to stand on its own feet and produce some eggs. You know what I mean? I would love to try, and I tried this in the past when I was working with Consolidated on a part-time basis, working with at-home online sales people. The biggest problem that we ran into working with at-home online sales is your average person in their garage is very hesitant to spend $1,000 on fish.
Well, let me ask you this. This is just this. I'm just throwing shit out.
Yeah.
Let's say you had like, and this, I'm only naming these people because I know that this is what they do. They sell fish. Yeah. If you had somebody like Bill, Ross, Jeff, Curtis, they come together and say, hey, Jason, we want to buy fish, but individually we can't buy $1,000 worth of fish. Mm-hmm. But as a conglomerate, we can put our money to. Okay.
Give me a ringy dingy. And that was the biggest problem we ran into was trying to do these at home online sales. People was the cost that we put into it and the small, because what happens is if you have a garage, right, and you have a bunch of tanks in there, you're like, oh, let me get 4 of these and let me get 3 of those and let me get that. Well, what happens is bagging 3 fish in a bag, then bagging this many, the cost starts escalating because of shipping. But if you can buy 20 of one fish and 20 of that one and 20 of that one and 20 of that one, which most I mean, think about it. If you bought 20 different types of fish, 20 of them the cost adds up. Now, can you house all these fish properly? And when we first tried to do it, we actually wanted to take it a step further, which is not only will we sell you the fish, but we will be a resource on how to properly acclimate these fish, how to properly water change, because it's different when you having when you get a bunch of fish. You can't just acclimate them the way you do. Well, I bought 20 different fish and put them in 20 different tanks. Yeah, but when you're trying to do that on a regular basis with 20 fish in one tank, you have a lot of die-off if you do it incorrectly. So having that resource as Consolidated Fish Farm as your own personal coach on how to do that was something that we was tossing around, and we probably could do that again. But like I said, I would have to start that up on my own and show him that there is a market for this. If Ross or Bill, you called them, they wanted to try and take that on. If we can pay the bills and cover our cost and make a little bit of money for our effort on the side, I don't see why that wouldn't be a thing. In fact, with the amount of people trying to work from home, it would actually be a good idea for us because nobody's doing it. And I'm saying that, and somebody's gonna do it. But like Seagrass is gonna be like, "Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Keep talking," you know. So that's something that I would love to head up, is looking out for them.
I know we had a conversation, but you were geared more towards doing it to the fish clubs. That if you could get a fish club to come together and buy fish wholesale, but like I said, I'm not that involved. And this was when I was talking about opening up the club and doing that stuff down here. But I don't know. It just occurred to me because we have a lot of people in the community that's what they do. It's a side business for them. They sell fish, you know, and a lot of these guys are having to go to a third party to be able to get the fish, which is obviously going to increase the cost, what they got to turn around and sell it for. So I think it'd be a unique opportunity if it can be done, because it allowed them to save some of that cost and have access to fish they probably couldn't get unless they're going through what the hell was that?
Oh, that's somebody. They use this little outside. Every once in a while, you get these people want to use it as a restaurant. Now, what we was talking about before was the availability we have to very rare fish that only fish nerds really like, which would be right up the alley of somebody who is doing a small at-home business. You know, like for instance, zebra acaras. You were not gonna or Tanganicas, and being very, very specialized. Yeah, we can get those fish, but we don't normally sell them because the average pet store will never be able to sell the fish. It would sit in that tank, taking up space forever before somebody knew what it was and was willing to pay that $50 for that gold head compressor set. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you was a niche online salesperson where that was your whole thing, you were the Tanganyika place, the go-to place, and you were willing to get these rare fish, we can do that. You know what I mean? So yeah. Another thing that online home business people don't think about, especially if the breeders. Like I was talking to Missy, and Missy wants to be. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but Missy was talking about being a beta breeder salesperson, and that's awesome, because this is the thing with betas, being a one fish. Like I'm Aqua Funk, right? I'm the angel freak, whatever. For me, I would still breed my angels, but I would outsource bushy nose plecos. I would outsource cories. I would outsource um, flag cichlids and blue acaras and severums. That way, when somebody comes to my store, they don't have to just buy angelfish and go somewhere else to buy something else. They can buy all these other fish. But if you're looking for an at-home angelfish bred from a master angelfish breeder, I'm just saying that, then Aqua Funk Aquatics would be the place to go. I still have the credibility of being a fish breeder because I'm breeding my angelfish, but you can get all these other things, plants, scavengers and stuff that can go along with angels at the same place. So if you're an at-home fish person, you might want to think about, okay, I breed guppies. Okay, well, you can outsource through consolidated cories, dwarf cories, mystery snails, plants, and other stuff like that. So, and let's say like, for instance, I would breed, if I was going to breed angels, I would breed, and Consolidated Fish Farms is really big on their angels. I only get my angels from them even before I started working with them. That's how I got started. So if I was breeding angels like Philippine Blue and Pinoys and Bulgarian Seal Points, they're not going to sell all that well. I'll have a lot of clout because I'm breeding a very rare angelfish that is kind of expensive. So I'll get a lot of the accolades, be like, oh, Angel Aqua Funk, he's awesome, da da da. But ain't nobody gonna really buy them. I could outsource the marbles and the stuff like that, where I'll still have angels at a decent price that people will buy a lot of. But if you really want that fancy one, you get the at-home grown by Aqua Funk one. So there's a lot of aspects to at-home sales. I have seen a lot of angels at club auctions. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a fish that if somebody was going to get into the breeding of fish, you can't go wrong with angels because you always find somewhere to offload them.
Yeah, angels is a double-edged sword, though. It really is a double-edged sword in that. Oh snap! Hold on, I gotta switch my cords because that cord was not even charging my phone. It's a double-edged sword because the better you get at breeding angels, the more you get angels. It's a lot of dang on angels, and you're like, yo, I can't get rid of all of these. So you have to be okay with culling. You have to be okay with letting entire spawns just go away and let the parents eat them because you'll have too many of them. Yeah. Also, yeah, somebody was saying that they see a lot of angels at their LFS because they are easy to breed if you know what you're doing. But the problem is that I've seen a lot of angels with extreme deformities because they are very inbred. So, but you can't, people like, oh, it's okay, it's kind of cute, no, but you're just spreading that bunk DNA all over the place is a problem.
Well, that's also where education and integrity for the
integrity,
has to come into play.
Some people see, they get a spawn of 400 babies and they think to themselves, they start doing the math, I'm going to get X amount of dollars per angelfish. I want every penny of it. You can do that, but at some time down the road, people aren't going to want to buy from you because you're selling out of them 400. I can guarantee you about 100 of them have some type of issue. So you really only have 300. I mean, whether they die on their own or they have a deformity, you only really have 300. So if you're trying to sell 100, trying to slip them in every bag, like one bad one there, you start getting a bad name for yourself. Or you can have integrity, sell incredibly good specimens, and charge adequately for your work and your effort.
Well, that's the whole thing. There's an education process, even if you're going to become a breeder. It's always real easy, like for beginning people that are just starting out especially with live bears. And the reason I use live bears as an example is because it's real easy for live bears to give you more, right? It's just like we all joke around it being the instant fish. But even with that, yes, you're going to get some, but where you think you're going to make money, it's not going to be money on the just common fancy ones, because if you're doing that, that's as much as I hate to say this, they're just going to be feeders. That's the reality of it. Then you start having to get into, if you want to make money breeding that type of stuff, you got to get straight lines. Well, what happens with straight lines is, in order to maintain a line, you got to start culling. You got to know what you're doing. It's not like fancy guppies where they just breed and you get a whole bunch of different colors. When you're trying to breed out, stay with a line, there's a whole other process that goes along with it.
And what people don't realize, and by the way, Bill and Ross, I see y'all. I see you in there. You have Bill's info?
Yeah, he's going to be a guest beginning of June.
All right. You can reach me at aquafunk00.
Oh, a thing for you. I know you said it's on your about. It's not on there. I found it on your videos. You got to go, and it won't let you copy paste either.
Oh, the reason why it's not on my about is because I did that about a long time ago, and I really got to go through my information that I started 6 years ago and redo it.
Especially now, because it's going to be work related, you're going to need to have people to be able to get access to it. And the only reason I discovered that is because somebody was trying to get a hold of you. You told me to go there, and I was like,
I apologize. It is
hunted down.
It is on every video in the description, my email, but it's aquafunk00.
Yeah, it doesn't link you, and it won't let you copy and paste.
But can't you just click it and it sends you straight to my email?
No, it doesn't. I thought it would do that, but it doesn't do it.
Huh. Okay, so try this. Just when he gets with you, just give him my phone number. Just give him my phone number. You know what I mean? But another thing that people don't realize about breeding, especially like trying to breed a line, is every once in a while you got to stop that line.
Yeah.
And breed it in with a natural bred to you know what I mean? It needs that natural blood every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? So every once in a while you got to do that. You have to do that. If not, you're going to get so many deformities. You got to backtrack every once in a while and throw a wild or a natural specimen in there to keep the a lot of the illnesses and defects at bay.
Yeah. It's funny because I made the same mistake when I started out thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to breed some of these and then I'll be able to exchange them for credit or whatever it is, right? But once you really start getting your hands into trying to breed fish in specific, you start learning that it's not what it's all cut out to be. You start understanding why all of a sudden you're paying $25, $30 for a trio of a fish, because you're not taking into account the time that it took somebody to get that established.
I love the memes that people put up about I do it. Somebody asked me to do a job fast, cheap, and good. And I told them they could only get 2 of that. So yeah, dude, when you're getting a good specimen and it costs, you should be happy it costs, because that means that specimen, in most cases, that specimen is a product of knowledge, trial and error that somebody else has already made. All right. So I don't really get mad at prices of fish if I know that they're worth it. And I don't think a lot of people should. Everybody's real stuck on cheap, but cheap ends up dead, and you end up buying another one and that dies. You buy another one and that dies. So now that cheap fish is way more expensive than that one good one. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's my personal take on it, at least. That's why I don't have a lot of the fancy fish, because I was like, oh, the ones I want are not really. Funk, new number is 1-900 bat. Eduardo, why are you picking on me, primo? I thought we was cool. We was Puerto Rican brothers. Like, what happened, man? Dang. But at the end of the day, like I said, that's what I'm want to get to. They're really giving me a lot of girth. Come on with it. I said girth. Bring it. A wide whatever, to do different things. And one of the things I want to do is try and help out some of the at-home online people. I do want to work with fish clubs. And if you got enough people and somebody has a tax ID number and you have a conglomerate of people that want to take the risk and buy a bunch of fish and then y'all could divvy it up after that, hit me up. Aqua Funk 00. I would love to help you out with that. And if you have a pet store in your area that they don't know about Consolidated, let them know. Like I said, I don't promote people unless I believe in them. I don't. Consolidated Fish Farms, I believe in. I mean, you've heard me talk about them. You've heard Fishy Biz talk about them. They donate all of Fishy Biz's fish for his entire school projects every year for free, shipping included. So I believe in good people doing good things, and other people, who want to get in on it, that want to do something good, go ahead. So yeah, Consolidated Fish Farms. I'm happy as hell.
Well, and I know the time that I've known you, I know that you've been looking for something different, because I know, we're not spring chickens anymore. And, that going up and down ladders and being
that's for the birds. I'm too old for that, man. I'm like, honestly, I get up from the seat and my old lady looks at me because my knees go crack, 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 crack. You know what I mean? And it's like she's looking at me like, what the hell was that? I was like, yeah, that's my life. The other day I was talking to her. I was like, every time I step on my right knee, I feel a crunching in my vertebrae up here. She's, the hell is that? I was like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's I know when you told me about that, I was pretty excited. I was happy for you because I know this is something that you've talked about for a long time.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a great opportunity for the both of you guys. And, I just kind of wish you the best of luck with that.
I'm going to work harder at this than I pretty much have ever outside of the military.
Well, you got to make this work. There's not too much going back now.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, they could kiss my butt. They could kiss. Hey, be hot. I don't care. I'm not fixing nobody's AC no more. I don't care. I don't know. Maybe my dad's. I don't know. No, you know what? Not even my dad's AC. I ain't messing with his AC. He better call somebody else. Don't call me. Call somebody else. I'm retired.
Your help is going to be like, yeah, I got you a good number of somebody that can take care of that. But it ain't me. Well, bro, I want to, something you wanted to say?
No, I appreciate. I mean, how long have we known each other? And this is the first time you have me up here. Officially.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of it has to do with, you're one of the persons that's been mentoring me through this whole process. We've talked a lot, but
don't blame me.
A lot of this it's me trying to give an opportunity that I was given when I was starting out. People like you, people like Rico, Jess, from Fish Tails and Mains or something. She's got another.
I used to tell her, be like, yo, your name makes me winded, homegirl. Like Jess, Mains, Tails, Fish, and hooves and pork loins. I don't know, like that's too much. No mas.
and you guys, when I was getting started in this, have always given me an opportunity to showcase, spotlight, whatever it is you want to call it. And I know how much that meant to me, being able to have bigger channels, give me an opportunity to share what it is or what little I do know. So now that I'm in an opportunity, and it's by no means am I, that big or anything like that, but I'm big enough where I can give other channels that are working their way through this, an opportunity to get to know, to get to share their channel with other like-minded people. And that's why if you go back and you watch a lot of my interviews, it's been because it's people that I discover and I look in their comments. One of the things that I always do is I look at people's comments, because one, I want to see who knows about them. And there is a certain thrill. I'm not going to lie about it. And everything I've always said, this has all been self-serving. Everything that I've ever done is self-serving. And what I mean by that, because it feels good to be able to show your peers, oh, look, here's somebody that's new and that's getting into this. Go check them out. And when they find out that it's like, oh, that was a good recommendation, it kind of, gives you a little chip on your shoulder, it kind of makes you feel good, a little attaboy. And that's what I've kind of really at focus, because there's so many people in this community, in the chats and all that stuff, who have a lot more experience, a lot more knowledge, a lot more, but for some reason, they've kind of shied away from getting in front of the camera. To a certain point, you have to be a little vain to be able to do this.
Oh, you have to be somewhat narcissistic to stand up there and be like, I got the answers to your problems. Listen to me. So yeah, you have to be a little bit narcissistic. But the odd thing is the opposite applies in most cases, where you meet a lot of people who have a channel and they're socially they're in the fact that they even leave their house amazes me sometimes, because they're, so I don't like people. I don't like crowds. I don't want people judging me. I don't want people to look at me but yet you have a channel, and it's weird, because this is like the ultimate in public ridicule,
I think for people like that, it makes it easy. It makes it easy to be able to get your information out, and not necessarily have to confront people, because it is a screen. It's just a one-way interaction. And I can see that people that are not very comfortable in large social settings, it could be a little bit more relaxing as to kind of like you control who's around you, right? To a certain degree when you're filming something. So you're not what you right now I'm interacting with you, and it's really, even though everybody is here, the interaction is just really with you, because you're the one that's viewing me and answering my questions. So I get that. I get people that don't feel comfortable in big social areas can find this a way for them to express themselves. Now, once you pull them and you got to and they happen to have to be in front of a large group, let's say an Aquashella.
Oh, I love it.
Then it gets a little scary for a lot of people, because they're not used to that. I know you and I are very different.
Yeah.
I am one of the rare where I'm an extrovert. I'm not an introvert. So this has only fed that much more, because it allows me to have more reach and be able to interact with a lot more people. And the crazy thing about it is, because we are such a niche hobby, it's very uncommon. Like, I can tell at work, there's only one guy that keeps aquariums, but he does saltwater. Mm-hmm. And so me and him will talk, but it's a different conversation, because he's mostly into saltwater and I do the freshwater. And even though there are some,
you get into fights?
No. Actually,
hey, saltwater sucks. It looks like you have a whole bunch of silly putty. It don't do nothing. It just sits there, all that corals. They don't do nothing. Do you ever do that? I would.
Oh,
I do.
Yeah. Well, look, here's a perfect example of what I was talking about. Is Stephen P. Stephen P. is he'll interact with everybody here, but he'll tell you he doesn't like leaving his house. But this has given him an opportunity to interact, become social, but in a way that he can control that, where he's not having to deal with big crowds. And I know when he did his performance, I think it was at the Las Aquashella or
he did like 2 or 3 of them raps, right? Yeah. He got like an album. He got like an album at this point.
Well, at this point, we can get several of the members of the community to actually put out a complete album.
That would. Can you imagine? Oh, it would be so terrible. It'd be so terrible. It'd be fun. All right. So I forgot to tell. I just got reminded. There's something that I want to share that I've never. I decided that every time I come on one of these lives, I'm going to share something that I've never shared before. And earlier we was talking about how when I do my thing, I'm Aqua Funk. One of the reasons why I could do that and it seems so natural, and Mida will tell you, is apparently, well, I know I do it, but I don't know. I didn't know I did it as much as I did. I talk to myself a lot.
I'm not surprised.
Mida, I will come out of the bathroom and Mida will be standing there looking at me like, who do you think you was talking to? Because there's nobody in the bathroom and your phone is right here, but yet you had an entire conversation. And I swear to God, cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. I didn't realize I was doing any of it. In fact, if she asked me what I was saying, in my head, I don't remember saying a word. So when you was talking about how I'm going to do this new, what people were, so, that live stream, people was like, we want this, we want that. And I was like, how am I going to incorporate the same mentality into that? That's the part that I find is dull, is like stressful. Like, how am I supposed to do that? Because I'm used to apparently talking to myself like this. How am I going to do that, and do something else? I don't know. But yeah, I talk to myself often, apparently more often than I thought I did. So
now the question is, do you answer yourself?
Mida says yes. Mida says that I'll talk in different voices and have like different like like she said one time I was talking Jamaican with a Jamaican accent. So
What's wrong with you, dude?
I don't know. So yeah.
Well, with that being said, look, we're almost going on 2 hours of just talking
Really?
nonsense. Yeah.
It don't seem that long.
You know what? It's funny because it doesn't. Usually, a lot of the times, not until I actually look up that I go, wait a minute, how long we've been doing this?
You know what's sad?
You know what's the crazy part? Here's the
Huh.
crazy part is that people will actually watch the replay
Yeah.
and watch the whole thing.
I wouldn't watch this.
I don't watch them.
No, here's the crazy part. When we get off the phone, when we get off the live, we'll probably talk another hour.
Yeah, that's true. and,
Anyway.
yeah, it's just one of those things. But like I said, I wanted to thank you for coming on.
No, thank you.
It's not, again, I do plan on inviting. I have a whole list of other people that I've loved to have on. But here's the thing, though, and this is something that really weighs heavy on me because I've heard it said, and not necessarily publicly, but I've been privy to conversations being heard. And here's the problem, and I understand it completely. When you start getting to a certain size of a channel, there's a thing where you got to be careful with the people that approach you. And the reason I say that is because more often than not, a lot of those people get approached with an agenda.
They want to be seen. They want to grow their channel.
They want something out of these people.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I love to have a lot of the bigger channels on, but I don't want to be thought of as he's doing it for clout. And I figured, look, I'm not going away anytime soon. Hopefully, unless
no, I don't see nobody's going. You ain't going nowhere. No, this is where you be at.
And the thing, what am I doing with the damn chopstick? And so the thing is, I want people to understand that by the time that I come around and ask for an appearance, that it's not because I am what.
Thank you, thank you, Adele.
Oh,
happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear me. Happy birthday to me. No, you're 100% right, though.
I want it to be to the point where if people understand that I'm inviting them, there is no expectation as
that they're gonna
they're gonna
blow up.
that I genuinely interested in having conversations with people because I find people fascinating. I truly enjoy interacting. I truly enjoy talking to people because everybody has something that makes them very unique. That's why we're not all the same. And I appreciate it every time that I approach somebody um and they accept because it's like I said, all of this has always been self-serving. It's always been self-serving because it allows me to get to know somebody more. I always learn something from every single interaction that I have. And at the same time, if I can do a little bit of what was done for me when I was starting out,
Mhm.
why not? Why not be able to do that? So I'm trying to strike a balance. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you want to say
So, all right. So my experience with having bigger, watching interviews with bigger YouTubers, it's a little bit these bigger YouTubers, right? Like I see Joey in here, right?
yeah.
It would be hard to interview him and ask him something that hasn't already been asked. Whereas what you're doing is you're finding people who nobody knows about. So,
But okay.
you can find out things, but that's why this type of channel is interesting to people because they're finding out something they didn't know before. Now, the trick is with having a bigger YouTuber on that has been on a whole bunch of these is how do you make it different? How do you
Well,
ask them something that nobody already knows already?
but here's the thing though. Everybody mostly what I've seen is that they'll talk necessarily about a topic or they want to do an interview. Now, again, this is no credit to anything that I've learned or discovered how to do. One of the biggest podcasters that I love listening to is Joe Rogan. There is no coincidence that my style of doing these interviews emulates a lot of what he does. And what it is just conversations. And it's
Yeah,
never necessarily on a subject matter, which it can be, and it can happen. But the ones that I truly enjoy is when he has guests on and they just talk about whatever.
that's why I like my interviews that I do for my members only because like I said, it's just two fish dudes just shooting the shit. There's no we're gonna find out about how to do
Yeah.
this and we're gonna find out from this master breeder how to do that. It's just let's just talk. Let's just talk. There's no chat asking questions. There's none of that. It's very organic and you don't look at the chat. So you can push that organic, vibe forward.
And again, the only reason I do look at it on occasion,
Yeah.
but I try not to focus too much on it. And you know what? I really have to appreciate the people that come and watch this because as what you said, the interaction in the chat is really what helps promote some of your content. And I really appreciate the fact that even though I am not directly interacting with the chat itself, the chat is very busy. I'm always surprised at the end of a live stream that I'll go back once the live chat gets put on there, and I try to read what's on there,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like 40 minutes in, and I'm still
Yeah.
reading the chat. And I was like, holy smokes, there's a whole other conversation going on, and for that, I really want to thank everybody that does that. Yes,
Yeah.
Aquarium Unfiltered, and that's also where the idea for this was a project that Joey was going to start. And I remember when he was doing it, I told him, dude, you're going to become the Joe Rogan of the fish podcast.
That'd be
Unfortunately,
great.
he didn't keep up with it. And for, he's got his reasons why he didn't do it. But when that kind of went away, I was like, man, I wish there was somebody that would do that because I was really enjoying those conversations. What I like about those interviews is that you don't necessarily have to talk about, fish all the time. People are more complex than that. We have other interests. We have other things that we've done to get to the point where we're at. And that's the stuff that I usually find interesting from a lot of the people that I've had on, all of us here are not just fish hobbyists. We all have other hobbies, other things that we enjoy doing, and I like to learn a little bit more about those things too. And
See,
it
no, I agree with you. We have other things, but I do also think that, like, is fish keeping at our level a hobby, or is it almost like a way of life? Because we can say it's a hobby, but
yeah, I know.
for a lot of people, a big part of their life is surrounding fish keeping. Like, they go to the store and they're like, okay, I got bills to pay. I got to buy gas for the car. I got to get an oil change. They got that sale going on for, $1 a gallon. I got, it's in there, you know what I mean? So it's a way of life for a lot of people too. I find that it is a huge part of my life. And it's sad. I wish I did something better that earned more money. I wish I was good at the stock market, because I'd give up fish keeping in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? But this is I don't know. This is what it is.
I think you would, but you wouldn't. I mean, at the end of the day, the only reason you have the aquariums is because you really, really enjoy them.
Yeah, I'd probably end up just buying more fish if I was good at the stock market. I got more money.
I'll tell you what would probably happen. What would probably happen is you probably wouldn't do the content anymore, but you'd definitely be able to spend it on that one. I don't know if it's just me, but I've always said if money was never an issue, the one thing that I've always found fascinating, and they always do it with stupid reef tanks, is they'll set up a whole section of the wall. Well, that's cool.
Tracy Morgan,
a freshwater one.
Yeah, I do too. Tracy Morgan, he's a fish dude. I would love, bro. You need to get Tracy Morgan up on this Joker. Him, maybe Shaq, Tracy Morgan and Shaq.
Maybe in the future, who knows? You got to grind it out again.
I do believe Tracy Morgan is more of a fish keeper than Shaq, though.
Well, I'll tell you who surprised me is a real fish keeper, and he's a professional baseball player. Ozzy, the second baseman for the Atlanta Falcons. I can never pronounce his last name. Abid.
I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, this guy is a monster fish enthusiast, and I want to thank Caveman for introducing me to him, because he's the one that went to his house and showcased his aquarium.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm a true follower. It's funny because I'm a big, well, not so much more, but growing up, baseball was a big part of my life. I mean, I played it all the way up until I was 35 years old, and I was playing organized baseball up until then. And so, to find out that an athlete in a sport that you really enjoyed is also a fish nerd. Damn, Eduardo, don't do that shit. My mother once said, what is it? My mother once said, you save money, but you're a fish.
Hey, you gotta sing the super chat rap.
I don't have a super chat rap.
You gotta sing it. You gotta sing mine.
I don't know the words to it.
You don't know this. That's because you don't never give me no super chat, sucker.
All right, I paid you last time you danced on the pole.
Yeah. I was gonna do Michael Vick's aquarium.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was gonna do. He wanted a 600-gallon tank, but he decided this is back when he played for the Falcons. Well, and he lived in Virginia, but he had a house in Georgia, and he decided to do it in Georgia. I was like, I ain't going to Georgia to clean you to set up a tank. So, but yeah, I was gonna do Michael Vick's.
Thank you, Eduardo. I really appreciate that. Now
Eduardo, you rock, bro, for real. And if you're just now joining the chat, or you've been in for a little while, you forgot to hit that like button, please do so. It's a small gesture on your part, but it does wonders for the channel. I've said that so many times. I've said that so many times.
I am the worst.
I know you have.
To me, it just and I know you and I have had this conversation.
Yeah,
and you get on my case about not doing that.
Yeah,
but
bro, I was talking back when Scott, King of Queens, he told me, because I used to be like, man, I ain't trying to ask for him to give me a sub and you like a thumbs up. He was like, bro, ain't nobody gonna support your channel more than you or better than you. So if you're not gonna fight for your channel, then so maybe at some point you don't have to do it, it's automatic, but at this level I wouldn't say you have to do it. It definitely helps. because I've watched many videos that I thought were good and I forgot to hit the like, or I was like, oh, did I sub to that person? Because I really want to see more of this stuff. And I just straight up forgot because I was so interested in the content. So hit the like. If y'all haven't hit the like yet, y'all guys did great. Y'all been doing great at hitting the like so far. Please do so and come back. Hit the notification bell. He does these things all the time. Not with anybody as cool as me, but they be real good though. They be real good.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm gonna be able to have a price tag on.
Who?
Joe, it's Price Tag Aquariums, I think. Or
Price Tag?
Price Tag Aquatics. He's out of Idaho. His fish room is insane. You would think you're at a fish store. You would think you're at a fish store. That's his fish room. I don't know. You see, that's why I want to talk to him, because I don't know if he's running a business or what he's doing. But I know he kind of came across my radar. Bill Nanos is another one. He's going to be on June 2nd. And then on Friday, so that you don't guys get confused, it's going to be in Spanish. I recently got linked
I appreciate you doing that though.
I linked up with a bunch of fish enthusiasts from all the Spanish speaking countries. We have people from Spain, we have people from Mexico, we have people from the Dominican Republic, we have you
gonna have us. Man, it's gonna be loud. Ain't nobody gonna get a word.
Oh, yeah. The last one we had like 10 people on, and we're all a bunch of talking heads. And we have people from Argentina,
bro. You gonna have a Dominican on there?
Yes.
Mira, papo. Mira, papo. Dígame esto, papo. Yo, them jokers talk fast, man. They talk fast. I can't understand a lot of times Dominicans when they get rolling. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, well,
I can't understand Portuguese.
I guess
speak
Benjamin
Spanish
must be Portuguese. Yeah, we'd love to. As a matter of fact, look, I've always said it. Everybody, I don't push people that are in the chat to come on, because a lot of people don't necessarily want to get in front of a camera. And I understand that, because it took me a long time to come around and want to be able to do that. But the minute, if you really want to be in front of the camera and you're not ready necessarily to do your channel, but you want to like Shady Grady, he was one of those guys that I met him through the chat, and slowly now he's like a little larvae coming out of the cocoon now, because he's really starting to put out content. And you know, he actually accepted an invitation to come on, and we had a conversation here. Anybody that's in this chat is more than welcome to come up here. We'll talk.
I just wish I understand you have a crazy work schedule. It's just oh man, I'd be getting mad. But God dang it, he did a damn video. I didn't even see it because it was at 1:38 in the afternoon when everybody's working. Well, now I can do like you can. I could do like you. I'd be like, wait, put the phone. Oh,
but crazy, because this platform has allowed us a lot more reach than we've ever had. And just like at 1 o'clock in the morning for me could be like 12 o'clock in the afternoon for like Craig or Adele or Mark or anybody that's, you know, somewhere else in the part of this world. And I love it because it's allowed me to reach a lot more people at weird hours. Sometimes you can't sleep at night and you go, wow, let's see what's going on YouTube. And you're always going to find somebody in some corner of the world that's doing a live stream, because look, example that is like JT, you know, Jack, he's out in the Netherlands. And you know, I like watching this stuff, because when I'm working graveyards, for him it's like early in the morning. For me, it's like, you know, maybe midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. And most of the people that I follow here in the States are asleep by that time, unless it's June. June never sleeps.
No, she don't. She got like cases and cases of Red Bull, and she got like old boxes of ephedrine just stashed away somewhere. I don't know what the heck. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because I don't know how many times I go to somebody's live stream in the middle of the night. I might not know anybody, but you're there.
Go to bed. Go to bed, June. Take a nap.
Yeah, but you know, it's just, I don't know. I've been very fortunate so far that people have accepted to come and share this time with me. And like I said, I've really enjoyed. I'm having a good time. I love getting to know new people. What are you laughing about?
Freaking Waldo, man, is like, yo, killing me, man. You're killing me. Have you ever had Waldo on one of these one-on-ones?
Yes, but not like this. It's like you. I've had him on
but never like official. Yeah,
not officially. Well, he was one of my very first guests.
Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
when I was still trying to kind of get my foot as to what I was doing. Like everything else, the more you do something, the more you start figuring out what it is you're doing. Now, by no means am I there yet, but I'm kind of falling into a groove now where I'm kind of finding my rhythm, for a lack of a better term.
You have to mute Waldo every once in a while, though.
No, it's funny because when
wait, just one thing. Just let me say one thing, and then that's it. It's over, Jack.
I've had practice because I used to stream with Steve, which is the same way. Where you might be able to get a word in between breath, but those breaths, these guys are like those deep sea divers that'll go like 1,000 feet to the ocean.
They breathe through their eyes. That's what it is. Every time they blink, they take a breath, but their mouth just keep going. Homeboy got something to say. He gonna say it.
Oh, but that's fine too, because that makes it for a real easy podcast. Because I don't have to try to pry conversation out of somebody. I love people like that because
but when you're doing the host event,
but you know what? As a host, your job is to listen.
Yeah, I get that. You know, I'm telling you the truth. You know, I'm saying the truth. Waldo's an eye breather. Yes, he's an eye breather. I love that. But look, I know you've been trying to kick me off, man, but we keep talking about other stuff. No, we keep talking about other stuff. I was like, yeah, this is about time is good. Hey, something else came up.
But that's usually our conversations on the phone anyways.
I know. This is what we talk about. And we talk about other people too. Well, mainly me. I don't talk about myself. I talk about everybody else. Apparently. That's what I do.
You're starting rumors now.
But dude. Anyway. I was thinking about it. I was like, how I'm be an antagonist and the protagonist of every story?
I don't know, but you make it happen, I guess.
Yeah.
So what but again, I want to say thank you for everybody that's been hanging out with us for 2 hours.
Word up. I wouldn't have did it.
But nonsense.
I wouldn't have did it. I would have came back every 20 minutes and be like, say something real fast to let them know I still been here, but I really wasn't. Y'all know y'all do it. Be like, oh, let me climb off. See what I gotta go back. Yeah, and what about this? And then click off again. Oh, LOL. BRB, but you've been gone for like the last half hour, and then you're gonna put in BRB.
Well, I know I've said goodbye too many times, but thank you guys. Tomorrow, don't forget, Joe will be here. Same time. No, that time got revised. I changed it on the StreamYard. We were supposed to go at 3:00 my time, 6:00 his time, but he does a live stream on that day. So we are not going to be starting till 8:00 Eastern, 5:00 Pacific time.
And I go 10
Central. Huh?
I do 10 Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays.
Oh, okay. 10. Okay. We'll still be 2 hours before you go.
But I ain't going to have a guest though. I'm just going to talk ridiculousness on my own.
All right. I wish I could do that, but I've tried it. And as much as I like to talk, I'd rather have a conversation with somebody than hear myself speak.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go because these gnats are driving me nuts.
He says his nads are driving him nuts. Get it? Get it? His